Well, first and foremost, the whole point of picketing, is to make sure that we send a strong message to the dignitaries that are attending the G20. And so now the situation is that we are placed almost a kilometer away from the Nasrec Expo Center, whereas Section 17 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa allows us to protest, or should I say to picket, at least 100 meters away. So here we are placed in front of ordinary traffic of people going to Southgate Mall. It is not them we want to talk to. The people that we want to talk to is President Ramaphosa and all the dignitaries, world leaders that are attending the G20 summit. So what SAPS is doing is actually unfair, and they're depriving us of our constitutional rights.
We are going to picket because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing stopping us as long as we're 100 meters away from the venue. So there's nothing wrong. If they want to arrest us, we are citizens of South Africa. I don't understand what is wrong. People need to know what we're going through. Why are they hiding our problems? Why are they hiding what they are doing wrong? These are the outcries of South Africans. Why are they hiding those? So we're going to picket. If they want to shoot us, they must shoot us. If they want to arrest us, they must arrest us, because we're asking which law doesn't allow us to go and picket. He doesn't know. He says the message is clear. Are we going to talk about messages or the laws?
Tensions flared outside the Nasrec Expo Center in Johannesburg as police clashed with protesters demonstrating on the sidelines of the G20 Leaders Summit. Several people were arrested and one officer was injured during the unrest. Groups including the Ethiopian organization All Amhara United Association, members of the MK Party, and Operation Tutula gathered near the southern entrance of the venue, calling for international attention to various political and human rights issues. Chaotic scenes unfolded when protesters attempted to march toward the heavily secured summit present. Police responded by firing rubber bullets to disperse the crowd, triggering panic and further confrontation. Demisi Taselan, speaking on behalf of all the Amhara United Association, said their presence was aimed at alerting world leaders to what they describe as systematic attacks on the Amhara community in Ethiopia, and said, "We are representing the Amhara people who are being slaughtered and murdered. Taye Atske Salasi is committing genocide against our ethnic group, and we are here to expose his atrocities and war crimes to G20 members and other international organizations." Despite the clashes, G20 deliberations continued inside the summit venue, where global leaders are discussing economic stability, security concerns, and geopolitical cooperation.
We have opened a case against Dudula. The charges that they're facing: firstly, public violence; the second one, assaulting of a police officer and contravention of the court order. You'll recall that they were handed down a court order not to intimidate and harass foreign nationals. So by their actions in trying to block the Nasrec and Baragwanath Road, we see it as an attempt to intimidate and harass foreign nationals. So the third charge there is contravention of their court order. We have arrested two.
Meanwhile, the police have arrested two men aged 46 and 54 after a police officer was injured and taken to a nearby medical facility during a violent protest by Operation Dudula near the Nasrec Expo Center. The incident occurred on Saturday, November 22, the first day of the summit. National Police spokesperson Brigadier Glenda Mathe confirmed the arrest. She said the SAPS Public Order Policing POP unit has registered a case at public violence, assault of a police officer and contravention of a court order against Operation Dudula, and said this follows a protest near the G20 Leaders Summit in which Dudula members attempted to forcefully march towards the venue and block the Baragwanath and Nasrec Road, a route used by foreign heads of state and dignitaries to access the summit. Atlanta said that despite several warnings from POP members, the group failed to comply, leading to a scuffle in which protesters sprayed officers with pepper spray, threw objects and pushed police, and said one police officer was injured and taken to a nearby medical facility for medical assistance. Police then used a pushback method with protective shields to control the crowd and redirect them to the designated speaker's corner, and said police confirmed the arrest of two men aged 46 and 54 years of age. The net joins thanks other groupings who protested at the four allocated speakers' corners near the venue today for doing so within the confines of the law. She said the NATJoins will continue to enforce the law without fear or favor to ensure the G20 leaders summit take place in a safe and peaceful environment. The clashes followed an earlier incident in which Operation Tutula leader Sandile Dabula was hit with tear gas and pepper spray as SAPS officers confronted protesters near the Nasrec Expo Center, where President Cyril Ramaphosa and world leaders are attending the summit. Earlier, it was reported that SAPS officers pushed back a group of Umkhonto we Sizwe Party members and Operation Tutula activists who had gathered near the heavily fortified venue, demanding to speak to President Ramaphosa and visiting dignitaries. Officers deployed tear gas and pepper spray to disperse the crowd, and water cannons were positioned at the scene. Videos circulating on social media showed Dabula sitting in a vehicle, rubbing her eyes and coughing after exposure to the chemical agents. Speaking to reporters earlier, Dabula criticized police for using what she described as excessive force against South African protesters instead of focusing on criminals. And so the sad thing is that the force they are showing to us as South Africans, they can't show it to criminals. That is why we are having the Madlanga Commission today. When they are supposed to do the right thing to the criminals, they don't do it. Some of us are arrested for fighting crime, for fighting illegality that is happening in this country. Dabula also accused some police officers of corruption, claiming they were working against citizens, and said we took people who are illegal in the country to the police station and some of our members were arrested. What's the job of the police if they can't protect citizens? They are working against us. They are corrupt because we don't have 20 rand to give a bribe. That is how they behave. We know their agenda and it's not going to work. The protest turned violent, with participants calling for national attention on issues including illegal immigration, farm attacks and civil servants pension. Other groups, including the civil servants pension redress movement, also protested near the venue, raising concerns about the alleged discrimination against civil servants. The No More Farm Matters organization joined the protest, demanding action on what it described as farm killings.
You know, the sad thing is that the force that they're showing to us as South Africans, they can't show it to criminals. That's why we have a Madlanga Commission today. When they're supposed to do the right thing to the criminals, they don't do it. Some of us were arrested for fighting crime, for fighting illegality that's happening in the country. We went to take people to the police station who are illegal in the country, and some people were arrested. What's the job of the police if they can't protect the citizens?
What's your take on this one? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.